Hello to you all. The channeling today from Archangel Michael is called The Issues of Spirituality and Money. We have noticed that there has developed over recent times an ever-increasing idea that to be spiritual one should be poor, work for nothing, give all one's possessions away, or suffer in order to be spiritual and prove one's commitment to the spiritual path. Even more disturbing to us is the distortion of our words over the centuries, which has led so many people to believe that they should go a step further and forsake home, family, belongings and the experiences of ordinary life, like job, family and relationships, to follow the spiritual path. Those who have quite often misguidedly believed this have thereby deprived themselves of the greater part of the human experiences that they chose to come here for. We feel that now is the time to redress the balance about these erroneous ideas, which have bred over the centuries much suffering, anguish and pain, as well as abuse of all kinds, resulting from the unnatural suppression of human emotions and sexual expression. The very harsh ideals of bygone times were the result of a tragic misinterpretation of words spoken by Jeshua 2,000 years ago. His meaning was actually that rich people who were so totally involved in money and materialism were less likely to be able to be spiritual if their values were entirely mercenary and self-seeking. We say to you, it is not necessary to cut oneself off from normal life and its full range of experiences which are part of your learning and development as a soul in order to be spiritual. It is perfectly possible to tread the spiritual path and be totally committed to it, as well as leading an ordinary life, even in these times. Of course we recognise that it is sometimes a personal choice, even so, to follow the route of seclusion and withdraw from earthly life. But what we are pointing out now for all is that it is not necessary, expected or even demanded, now or ever, by anyone on any level, that this should be so. Also, we wish to make it clear to all that to do so does not make the path followed more valid or meaningful than the path followed by those who do not choose that route. The next idea linked to this is also pertaining to Jeshua's words. It is the idea much perpetuated amongst those who aspire to the spiritual path that it is somehow not spiritual to earn money whilst following the path and spreading the light. Worse still is the highly emotive ideology created around the necessity of charging for time, energy given and expertise. The negative energy of this condemning attitude breeds judgment, negativity and spite, which is not in the least spiritual and worse creates energetic wounds for the recipients of such words and thoughts. There is no judgment about charging for services rendered, whatever they are, except that which is created on this plane by those with issues surrounding money. It is not lacking in spirituality to ask for remuneration of some kind in exchange for expertise or help. It is more about valuing what has been given and offering a return that is acceptable in today's society. An exchange of energy in the form of money or a service rendered, swap, is a matter of personal choice, negotiation and agreement between the parties involved. In the world of the 21st century, people have to live, eat, pay bills, look after families and clothe themselves. Not everyone is lucky enough to have the choice to be able to give of themselves and their gifts for free, just as not everyone chooses to rely on free gifts to help them to survive in your world. Of course, there are people for whom spirituality and the peddling of ideas is big business, conducted without honesty and integrity, to take money from the unwary with little or no return. We do not condemn these people, but we know that they have many spiritual lessons yet to learn. For those who are so adamantly against people taking money in exchange for expertise and help given, I would say three things. The first is, do not confuse those who truly are of honesty and integrity, who give freely of themselves and their knowledge and their help in exchange for money, with those who are without integrity, who charge money to become rich and famous and give nothing in return. The second is, examine your own beliefs and issues surrounding money in this and past lifetimes before passing judgment, and thus creating energetic wounds for those who do choose to take payment for what they do. The third is, why should you feel that it is your right to judge those who take payment for their work, whether it be spiritual or otherwise? Our human angels working here do the vast majority of their work remotely and also at night, without remuneration, and nor do they desire or expect it. Who among you has the right to judge them when, after many lifetimes of such service, they do make charge for work they do in the physical during your daytime? Certainly we do not. I wish to say to you now that while these words are mine, Jeshua himself very much wanted these words to be spoken at this time. Love and blessings to you, Michael.